Do you ever find yourself thinking that you're unlucky, as if everybody else knows some sort of secret that gives them an advantage in life, that allows them to get ahead, and despite how much time and effort and energy you put into the things that you want to do, you just can't seem to catch a break, you just can't seem to get lucky? Because if so, in this video, I want to make the case that you probably misunderstand how luck actually works. And then I want to give you a way that you can optimize for luck in life. And in doing so, not only get more out of your life, achieve more of the things you want to achieve, but even create the illusion to people around you that you're a really lucky person. And to explain what I mean by optimizing for luck, we need to look at two very different people. We need to look at investor Warren Buffett and musician Ed Sheeran. Because Warren Buffett says that he got lucky. This guy is worth something silly like $300 billion. He's probably the most successful private investor on the planet in history ever. But he claims that he won something that he calls the ovarian lottery. He says that because of when he was born and where he was born and the fact that he was a white male, he has this unbelievable advantage that gave him all of the components he needed to get ahead in life. In other words, he says that despite his enormous success, he's just lucky. And then there's somebody you've definitely heard of, Ed Sheeran, the guy who seems to have broken every musical record you can imagine. Whether it's the billions of pounds worth of music sales and ticket sales, whether it's breaking attendance records in basically every stadium in every country around the world, whether it's his 15 years at the top of the music game, it would be very easy for you to stand in Wembley Stadium around 92,000 other people and watch Ed Sheeran have this enormous crowd sing his songs back to him. And he's earning millions of pounds just to be stood there, and assume that he's lucky. And yes, obviously these two examples and anybody else successful, A, probably has luck on their side a little bit, and B, is incredibly fortunate to be where they are. But let's not mistake fortune with luck. Let's focus in on the idea of luck. Did Warren Buffett get lucky? Did Ed Sheeran get lucky? Well, there was something like 2 million people born in the United States in the year when Warren Buffett was born. And we can assume that around half of those, give or take, were white males. Only 9 of the people born in the same year as him became billionaires, and 0 of them got even close to being as wealthy as he is. So if he shared the same luck as hundreds of thousands of other people, potentially up to 1 million other people, how did he have such different outcomes? Well, the answer to that can probably be found in the 500 pages of news and books and industry reports that Warren Buffett would read every single day for the first decade plus of his career. When everybody else was out having fun and partying and doing all the things that people in their early careers want to do, Warren Buffett was sat at home or sat in his office or sat in his study reading. He poured everything into understanding different businesses and the back ends of those businesses, into understanding industries and the way different marketplace dynamics come into play during ups and during downs. He invested a decade of his life into reading. Other million people who were born with the same luck as him probably didn't. And that's probably why they're not Warren Buffett. But he wasn't just reading. He was optimizing for luck, right? No single page that he read transformed his fortunes. No single investment he made for literally decades would pay off big. I think he made his first investment when he was something like 13 years old, and he didn't become a billionaire until something like 50, right? But what he was doing for every day in the run-up to that, and every day to the run-up where that one investment hit it big and allowed him to play in the big leagues, is he was optimizing for luck. By building that enormous bank of knowledge, that enormous back catalogue of understanding of different businesses and dynamics, he was making himself lucky. And in the investment game, knowledge is power. So for every investor that he was up against who hadn't done that, who hadn't optimized for that luck for decades of their life, he looked very lucky. But he wasn't lucky. He had been optimizing for luck, right? He had been making compounding positive decisions for years and years, and they are not the same thing. And the same is true for Ed Sheeran. Sure, he is lucky to be in the position he is, but he optimized to create that luck. Sheeran moved to London when he was 16, and he had nowhere to live, and he was making no money, and he spent years and years sleeping on buses and sleeping on people's sofas in order to play every single open mic night he could. In fact, he played over 1,000 open mic nights for free, where nobody knew his name, where nobody paid to attend, where nobody even really wanted to listen to him. The same guy who now sells out dozens of stadiums a year played 1,000 plus sets in one of the biggest cities in the world, and nobody cared. Although Ed seems lucky, and in some ways he might be lucky, that luck didn't come from buying a lottery ticket. That luck didn't come from picking up some sort of scratch card. That luck came from optimizing for luck, for inventing luck into his life for years and years and years, when all of the other singers who said they wanted it really badly weren't doing the same thing. And do you know where those singers are now? No, nor do I, because they didn't make it. And that's probably in no small part because they weren't optimizing for luck. And so that's the key idea that I want to leave you with in this video. There are a bunch of optional things that you can be doing every single day in your life. Things that seemingly aren't moving you any further forward. Things that in no way guarantee your success. But when you add them up for long enough, when you do them enough times in a row, they stack the odds massively in your favor. And if you can just keep going with these optional things, these optional positive habits, these driving forces that are part of the slow crawl towards the life that you want to have, for the first few years, you're going to look weird. I'll be honest with you, for the first few years, the people around you are going to be like, why are you doing that? Just come out and party with us. Just come and watch Netflix. Just come and chill. But it is those same things that are baking luck into your life, right? And when you look behind the curtain, when you understand this concept that you can optimize for luck, you realize that it's not luck at all. It's just compounded action extended out for a long enough period of time with blind consistency in the hope that one day it will pay off. And that's not fun, and that's not exciting, and that doesn't make a great clickbait video, but that is a reality of how every single person you aspire to be like has got their success. None of them got lucky. All of them put in years or decades worth of work, and then everybody around them one day decided they were an overnight success and then dismissed all of their hard work as luck. And so when you clicked on this video, you may have wrongly assumed that the way you're going to get the things you want in life is by hoping and praying and buying lottery tickets and wishing that you get lucky, but that is not the case. What you need to be doing from this day onwards, like Warren Buffett and like Ed Sheeran and like anybody you have ever looked up to, is you need to begin optimizing for luck.